This is a video for how to go about setting your grids before you build in Autodesk Revit. You will notice that I am in a structural template on the left-hand side in the project browser over here, and I'm going to go to level 1 before I place my grids. Now, to give you an idea of the grid system we'll be building, you'll see the vertical lines here that have a number inside the bubble, and you see the horizontal lines here that have a letter inside the bubble. We're going to go ahead and place that. I like to start this off with an X and a Y grid before I start building in Revit. It gives us a really good template to work with. So when I click on grid up here in the top right hand corner in the datum toolbar, I'm going to click and I'm just going to drag up. I'm going to right click and go to cancel twice. Now when I click on this line, I can make this line shorter or taller by clicking inside these circles. Now if you're doing a larger project, obviously you can drag them out as far as you want. That is ultimately up to you. Now I want about 10 of these. So when I click on the grid, you're going to see that I get my modify toolbar show up, and I want to click on array. And up here at the top it's going to say number, and the number that I'm going to want is going to be 10. And I'm going to come out and I'm going to click inside this number 2, and I'm just going to drag to the right, and I'm going to say, you know what, let's make these 5 feet apart, and I'm going to click. And you're going to notice automatically I get 1 through 10. It says you set up here you wanted 10 of them. I hit enter, and I now have 10 vertical grids that are 5 feet apart a piece. Now in the picture I referenced earlier, you're going to notice we have other horizontal lines. Now they're choosing to do 20 feet apart between 3 of them. We put in 6 feet, 8 inches for that. We're not going to be that specific in how we go about placing these. We're just going to go ahead and just stick with just a horizontal grid, but we're going to change them to letters. So I'm going to click and drag through, and you're going to notice that you get the number 11 right there. I'm going to right click and go to cancel twice. I want to double click inside the 11, and I'm just going to have a capital A, and I'm going to hit enter, and you'll notice we have a capital A right here. Again, like the previous for the previous grids, for the vertical grids, I'm going to click on this, and I'm going to go to rectangular pattern, and I'm going to come up here to 10. I'm going to click inside. You see it automatically changed to a B because it's just placing one on top of the other, and I'm going to drag, and we're going to do these 5 feet apart too, and I'm going to hit enter, and you notice now we have A through J. So this allows us to create a nice grid system in order to be able to place our views on our objects. So in so many other aspects of the engineering classes that I teach, we talk a lot about X and Y grid systems. And you can even notice when I go up to a 3D view, in this template, you can see the levels from the elevation views over here in your 3D view. So now when I go to level 1, I can see our grids. And when I go up to architecture and start dealing with structural elements, I can go ahead and just start basing it off of the grids that we have placed. So this is a great way to start your framework with any drawing design that you're going to use in an architecture or a civil engineering class, because it gives them that XY system. And I reference a lot like putting stakes in the ground to put in concrete forms, and also for placing columns and exactly where everything goes. So this is a really good way to start your projects in Autodesk Revit. So this has been a video on how to create vertical and horizontal grids and use rectangular array to place them in Autodesk Revit.